All right, from Unit 3, Lesson 5, I've had a homework question about number 8, and it's find the equation of a tangent line to the graph of the given function at the given point. So, I picked C just because it looked like one of the more challenging ones, very similar to the previous question, number 7. So, we want to find the equation of the tangent line, so that means we need to find the slope, which is the limit as h approaches 0. For f of x plus h minus f of x, all divided by h, so the limit as h approaches 0. The function, anywhere there's an x, I need to replace it with x plus h, so 2x plus h plus 1 over x plus h minus 1 minus the original function. So the reason I picked this one at request was because this is definitely one of the uglier ones, because we've got the fractions, the two fractions. So our limit rules that we talked about in the previous or earlier lessons was if you have multiple fractions, you've got to combine them together. So here we go. On top, I'm going to simplify. So 2x plus 2h plus 1. So that whole numerator right here, I've just combined together inside a bracket. Because we're going to, in order to get a common denominator, maybe I'll skip to the common denominator, it will be the x plus h minus 1 multiplied by the x minus 1. All right, so we're going to be combining those two denominators. So that means we're going to have to multiply this denominator up and this denominator up. So on top, I'll have minus, in brackets, the 2x plus 1, the existing numerator, multiplied by x plus h minus 1 from the denominator. And that's all over h. Oops, I still need to do an x minus 1 in there. All right, so, sorry about that. So, oops, I got to back it up even further, making a mess. So this should have been multiplied by x minus 1 by that denominator. X minus 1 minus 2x plus 1, x plus h minus 1, all in brackets. There we go. So there. So how tough can that be? So obviously there's a little bit of algebra and bookkeeping involved here. So I'm going to have to expand and simplify that top. Really no way around it. We're going to use distributive law. Multiply that 2x to everything, the 2h to everything, and then the 1 to everything. So here we go. So on top, I'm going to end up with 2x squared minus 2x plus 2xh minus 2h plus x minus 1. So that's the expansion for the first one. Now the second one, I'm going to do the expansion, and I'm going to change the sign and everything because it's going to be the negative of whatever I come up with. So it'll be negative 2x squared, and then the negative of 2xh, the positive of 2x, the negative of x, the negative of h plus 1. All right, and that is all over x plus h minus 1, x minus 1, all over h. Pretty cool, eh? All right, so this is where things get cleaned up. So my 2x squared, you'll find that they cancel. My 2x's also cancel. And an x will cancel. And the number 1's are gone. So I'm going to save myself a little bit of a step because I've been doing a lot of writing. And the remaining terms all have h's. So I'll just circle them. There, 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 and there. So I'm just going to take an h out to begin with, save myself a step. So I'm left with a 2x minus 2 minus 2x and minus 1 all over x plus h minus 1, x minus 1. And now that h over 1, I'm going to write it as 1 over h, because now I have an h to cancel that h. Now I'm going to decide, do I have an issue anymore if h is going to 0? This is going to go to 0, but I'm not really going to have an issue after that. So I can drop the limit notation. and simplify. So my slope is going to equal, on top, 2x's cancel. I'm going to have negative 3 on top, and on the bottom, I'm going to have x minus 1 squared. So that is my slope for that expression. And like I said, the rational ones are always the more challenging ones, so that's why I picked that one to do. So we're looking at the 0.25. So now I'm going to find some slope. So the slope at the 0.25, m would equal negative 3 x minus, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Plug in the right way, Mr. Agar. So 2 minus 1 squared, which means we just end up with a slope of negative 3. All right. So equation of tangent line at 2,5. I prefer y equals m, x minus x1 plus y1, negative 3, x minus 2 plus 5, negative 3x, that's going to be a plus 6, so we're going to end up with a plus 11. So there is my equation for the tangent line. So obviously you're not going to have 100 of these to do on a unit test, and the good news is, as we move through this unit, you're going to get to a point where you're able to simply look at this and in one step get all the way down to this right here. Okay, we are going to come up with a shortcut with the process, but you do need to know this fundamental principle, because when you do your first year university course, they're going to return to this and expect you to know that. So that's why it's important. But we're going to come up with a couple of rules and shortcuts soon, which will make your life a little bit easier. So if you have any other questions, please let me know and I'll see if I can clarify them.